Oh god, I really am an Evil Dead right now. What have I gotten myself into?
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
Oh hell no! Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fuck shit up real good this time. I'm gonna do all the things I was curious about this time.
You're on a path in the wood. Shit. This really doesn't end, does it?
Jesus.
It doesn't matter if we kill her, it doesn't matter if she kills us, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yes, so it does.
Voice of the Cold?
There has to be a way out of here. There just has to be.
There's more voices.
What if we do what she asked us to last time? What if we just let her leave? Okay, so you've already been here. More than once, even. Great. So
Great.
you probably already know all about her and all about the threat she poses to the world. Then let me remind you how catastrophic it would be if you helped her leave in any way.
Yes.
If she gets out, the world ends and everyone ends with it. Yourself included.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Threatening us with death, are we? And why should we be afraid of dying? We've already done it twice. All death has done is shunt us back to these woods, where we're forced to listen to your empty warnings again and again. This place feels a bit different though, doesn't it? I don't even know what to call it, but it's definitely not the same path in the woods anymore.
I like the cold voice very much.
All the more reason to take this seriously. If the path isn't the same, it means that her influence is spreading, and the world has already started to end.
Huh. Oh.
Her influence?
Yeah, what would...
really should have said that. It'll make your task more difficult. But now it's out, you could always take that information as a sign of goodwill between us and do your job, alright?
Well, I trust the narrator more now. Something tells me I think we will let it go too far, and now it's literally not possible to stop this from happening. I'm guessing the only way to actually stop this from happening is you have to kill her right away at the very beginning of the game, and then the game ends, you know? But I'm still curious to see how everything falls apart. Are you the same scenario we met on the other loops? You were quick to accept that we've been here before. We've killed her and been killed by her, and neither of those things have gone well for us. If we're going to fall through this loop forever, we'll eventually have to let her out. We may as well do it now. What happens if we don't go to the cabin? That's another option. Okay. Are you the same narrator that we met on the other loops?
Suspiciously quick. If I had to make a wager, I'd say yes and no.
Huh.
Is that supposed to be a riddle? If it is, it's not very good.
Multiverse. Got it.
I met you, but you've clearly met me. It sounds to me like you're hopping between parallel realities.
Exactly.
In which case the me you just met here is the same collection of experiences as the me you met at all of those other beginnings, but their continuity breaks the moment you say or do anything, in effect making them all separate.
Smart guy.
So, yes, I'm the same me, but ever since the moment we started talking, I'm different.
I had a different...
I'm not sure how we're supposed to kill him ourselves, but he's asking for it. Maybe there's some way she can take care of him for us. They've clearly all been through some harrowing experiences. Don't let their baggage influence your decisions. You have the ability to see things clearly. I suggest you use it.
I just realized what's going on. Okay, since there are multiple universes that are happening right now, what is happening is that the moment I hop from one universe to the other with these new memories, it immediately changes that universe, because in the first universe I had no information whatsoever. In the second universe I had a little bit more information, so that changed that universe by me inherently knowing that. That's why he wanted to keep me in the dark. And now that I know so much information now at this point, not a lot, but enough, it's dramatically changed this universe. Not only that, but I'm now carrying voices with me, and the new voice, the cold voice, seems to be very influential in a way that sounds very similar to the frigging princess. I think the princess has figured out a way to influence my mind and make me go cray cray, and I am here for it. Let's go cray cray. Let's all go cray cray together. We killed her and we've been killed by her. Neither of those things seem to be going well for us.
Making a dizzying amount of assumptions. Your perceived reality looping twice before does not mean it will continue to do so forever.
That's who?
Those little voices have already drawn attention to the fact that even the path is different. The world itself is at a tipping point.
Uh-oh.
Know that there is always a choice. Even if you were stuck in an infinite loop, there's no reason to assume that the mere nature of the infinite would force you to make any specific choice. You do have free will, as much as things would be easier if you didn't. And you can just keep making the correct choice forever, never deviating.
Which means staying trapped.
Everyone is manipulating us, but we're starting to see the threads now. We just have to avoid getting tangled up in them. On second thought, let's not kill him.
Ah!
Let's throw him someplace that never ends. I'd like to see what that does to him.
You know what? We never have gone to that cabin and see what happens.
And she finds a way out on her own. So, standing around out here is the same as us letting her out. Only we don't have to see her. That's gotta be better, right?
Why does she need us to be there?
No, it's strictly worse. And why is that? Because it's cowardly, for starters, and because the unknown is always worse than the known. But really, all you're doing right now is weighing two considerably bad options. The only solution worth considering is slaying her, and whatever delusion is holding you back from doing that is just that, a delusion. If you already managed to end her in some other world, the only reason you'd be here is that you somehow managed to do it wrong.
But it wasn't. We actually did it right. We just chose to come back by killing ourselves, so that way we could see what other progress could occur. So basically, the only way to actually like progress is to actually literally let her leave. I want to see the other option.
I'm begging you, don't do this. You're going to damn everything to oblivion. You have to do something. You can't just walk away. Yet here we are, walking away despite your protestations. There's got to be a crack in this world somewhere. If he's looking in at us, there has to be a way out. Ugh, fine. You walk down the path away from the cabin. Hope for all our sakes that you change your mind before it's too late.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? Everything is getting fuzzy.
Whoa, he's fading.
What's going on? Where are we? I don't know, but it feels like home. It's finally happened, hasn't it? We finally cracked.
Huh? The world around you is unwound. Its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness, and it is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulation pulse louder as something other comes close. Oh no, oh no. Feelers probe across the fabrics of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. Oh boy. This is a nightmare. Embrace the thoughts constricting you. Something tells me this is the princess trying to invade my very conscience. So this is a nightmare. Wake up. It's not. Turn to your destined path or face the consequences.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Did I get the worst ending possible? No, you can skip the previous dialogue by hitting tab or 1 on your controller. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it'll be the end of the world. Okay. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
How pragmatic?
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
I agree with this now. I was going to be sassy and try out the other options, but we'll come back to those later.
You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But he kind of does.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and...
We're going to skip ahead of that. We're going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
True. Enter the basement. Alright. Back at the beginning.
The basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
That the ancient?
Lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
What is a princess doing in the cabin, though, anyways? What's her backstory?
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, we're gonna assume that it really is. Just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. Let's continue on silently. Let's actually try to kill her and see what happens.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful.
This whole thing here is so cool.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yeah. Okay, steal your nerves and step forward.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Yeah.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
But I'm so curious. You know what? I want to see what she'll do when I cooperate now.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to
Can't
the floor
help it!
with
I wanna know!
unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yes,
We'll
very
be fine.
unarmed.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. Let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. I was sent here to kill you.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I have my reasons. Do you think I'll just come here to kill someone without even knowing why? That's ridiculous! But it's not ridiculous. I actually don't know why. I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Okay, so we acknowledge that. See, this is why it's such a difficult pick between these two. She's being blatantly honest. She doesn't even hide it. Even though she knows that she is what she is, she doesn't hide it. The narrator is intentionally withholding information, including the consequences of what will happen. This makes it inherently difficult to pick which side then. People who would think that you're going to end the world. How long have you been down here? How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Why would she say that?
Sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting.
Taking the arm off?
She is. I'm sure of it.
You know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
No. So here's the thing. Last time I told her why I was sent here to kill her, and the narrator responded negatively. So I think what I need to be coy back, withhold the information that I know.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Man. There's people out there who think that you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? Oh, okay.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here?
That would be fine. I can lose an arm.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
She gives no shits.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
What?
Is someone else here?
Hey. Hey, let me out of here. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Well, ain't that some shit?
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
The narrator. He has more influence than he's letting on.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Fine.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
But who is
Good night.
they?
Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
See, here's the thing. The narrator is threatening me the same way that the princess did last time. Now I don't trust him anymore, the little shit. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
She's not even flinching.
Cut into her flesh.
Eyes.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Wow. Tough girl.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Rush locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
He takes control of my body.
Wait,
There's still...
this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh my god. All of them are slay the princess options. Are you shitting me?
You bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay. There's no going back now. Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches, turning around to stare at you incredulously.
Are you serious? I don't know what came over you, but if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one.
Wow.
But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Mommy? You win.
As the blade falls from your trembling hands, the princess rears back, readying a bone-shattering
Come on, I submitted! I submitted!
You fall to your knees, barely able to process the ringing in your ears before she hits you again.
My. Holy crap!
Blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
I have claws.
If we're lucky, the wound you manage to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she gets out.
Oh, too weak to even try fighting back. How disappointing.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess.
Whoa.
It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark.
Those sound effects. Whoa. The tower? That's different, I think.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
God. Okay, so let's not question the reality this time. When I ask too many questions, I think it may have influenced the world too much. No. I just gotta ask questions.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
So curious.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
But I do remember.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing
Broken?
we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be
These are
much
new
more
dialogues.
difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yes.
Might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world.
But these two aren't the ones that you gotta be worried about. It's my crooked ass way of thinking at it. You know? My damn curious minds.
I guess I don't have a say here.
You really don't, Mr. Broken. You really don't.
The interior of the cabin is larger and
Totally
more
different.
grandiose than
This is
humble
totally
exterior would
different.
suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
How is this even fitted inside of a
We
friggin'
feel so small.
mall?
We don't feel small. We are small.
We are small. Okay. How does this fit inside of a cabin? This looks like a castle now. Okay, we're checking out the mirror. Let's go check out the mirror. You can say anything about the mirror on the wall
That's
first.
because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar.
There's no eyes in the window either.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Ellie?
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future. Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal.
Thank you.
Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
I care about whether I'm being lied to. There's a mirror. I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. Doesn't matter if there's a mirror.
As do I. And yeah, there is. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Preening yourself. Okay. The fact that he's doubled down on this thing about the mirror not being there makes me think that this mirror is legitimately something he can't see. This is something beyond the narrator's awareness. What's in the mirror? What's in the mirror?
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
He can't see it. He legit can't see
It really
it.
isn't funny.
The mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
It's not really there. So what we see is not always reliable. Take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
To the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a small basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Thing?
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Witness me?
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
This is quite different.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Broken. What is?
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude?
Yeah.
Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Continue down the stairs. I have no other
Making your way
choice.
down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next.
Okay.
Soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
Oh.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Mommy.
Passion is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
It's mommy.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor. We didn't have to do that. Yet you did.
And yet you did!
She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Yes, mommy?
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Okay.
The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
You know, let's start over.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Well, let's see. Last time I stabbed you in the back, it wasn't really my choice. It was, you know, out of my control. I have what you call a momentary lapse of psychotic narrativism. You know, when the narrator took control of my shit. Wasn't my fault, you know? It wasn't personal. Just a pokey in the back, and that was it. No, I won't tell you.
You will.
Yes, mommy.
Do it already. It will feel so much better to do as she says.
What? Remain silent. I'm gonna be defiant. I've looked up to you, mommy.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open?
Oh.
Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen?
Whoa, you have big hands.
Can she do that?
Huh?
There's nothing she can't do.
Meekness, despair, but a hint of something more. A small taste of stubborn resistance. A grain in the storm of my cosmic wind. Enough to be felt, but not enough to matter. And there it is. I am destined to end the world. Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten.
Huh?
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for...
Damn, it's like some Evangelion shit going on here.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
Maybe she'll be nice to us. Oh my. What I'm getting so much dominatrix vibes from this. This is kind of wild. Oh my god. What would you have me do? What have you planned? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You know, you can be whatever you want to be. I actually kind of agree with this sentiment.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Okay. So we got conviction. She's has strong conviction. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. Actually, I am curious. I want to know more.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Jeez.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Wow. Definitely hitting the kink vibes going on here. Holy crap. I'm yours to command, my goddess, my giantness. I am just a bird at your feet. Watch me squabble underneath you, but just don't step on me. Oh, please step on me, mommy. You know, what can I say? I've practiced that a couple times. What can I say? Oh my god, what would you have me do? I'm not going to help you end the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. What is your plan?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
You keep leaving me in the dark, your lordness, your greatness. I desperately want to know. If you're so powerful, why can't you break the chains yourself?
Be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
He wants followers, worshippers.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Whoa.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Consider me sold. I am your bitch. I am your priest. I am your faithful follower. I will follow you to the ends of this world. I pledge myself to you.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
You're so magnificent.
All
You're
you
so
need to do
magnificent.
is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
Look at her. She's so gargantuan. So
Can't
magnificent.
defeat her, not when the stakes are so high, not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
What? What you doing, narrator?
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
Huh?
Is that a person? No. It used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Damn, she can see right into my cell.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Huh?
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Oh.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Mommy! Whoa! Damn, I didn't expect that.
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Whoa.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
Yeah.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
What if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart. It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever. Please, Don't do this.
Break your chains. I have to. It's over. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. It is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Wow, well, the voice of the hero definitely checked out pretty quick. Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
Ah.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Whoa. What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
So convoluted. I'm so down for that. Huh? But you do not take her hand. Something has taken you away, and it left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we even go after looking for her. The narrator's gone as well. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's just a mirror.
Does anyone else feel anxious?
You're always anxious. Oh, until you start, being submissive to the dominatrix god. Then you seem pretty, in the right place, at the right time, in the right way, Well, the narrator's gone.
Does that mean the world ended? Figures the world would end and leave us with all this nothing.
Oh God. Broken might be my favorite voice so far. I think I'm supposed to look into the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Well, I don't
want to look at us.
I'm so curious though. I don't think I really have a choice.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I don't really have a choice. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Huh? You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Oh, it's you. Just a creepy, dark figure. You're alone in a place that is empty, and it is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her. She set the cabin on fire? Oh, you recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells within the space between. Whoa, this is some Evangelion shit here. Whoa.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Not that fragile. Well, maybe just a little bit. Be gentle with me. You're that thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What exactly are you? Gift of a fragile vessel. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
That is so convoluted, lady. I have no idea what that means. Solitary lights in an empty city. Ooh, this music is nice. A person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
soundtrack is awesome. So like, I am assuming by the riddle of that, we are oceans reduced to shallow creeks. What are you, like lesser beings now? Yeah, I think I met in this space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
What's this gift of the fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for an overwhelming heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Yeah, I definitely felt the dominance. Most definitely. So is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Suppose. How about the narrator? Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
That's comforting.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what set me to slay the princess? Or are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
I mean, you kind of look like the princess, so are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But you were always the princess, or are you making yourself a part of you? But you were always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
So, is it that every universe of her is always trapped in some form of confine?
I know only that they are.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Okay.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
So wait, is it trying to tell me that the more avenues, the more story avenues that I unlock, the more likely I'll unlock a way to actually free her or kill her? There's a way to break the cycle and get to a true ending? Ask her, aren't you afraid that I might find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
So basically, yeah, I think that in order to get the true ending, you have to unlock more avenues of the story. And what is it that I don't let you... And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry. Hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess, to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling, and unilluminated.
Let's see what happens if I wait.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Oh, you know what? I think it's the same thing that we saw in the second chapter last time around, where literally you can wait for forever. So let's wait for forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
My game just crashed? No shot. My game crashed. What a time to crash. No way. It straight up crashed. For it to end, like, for it to crash. There we go. Switch the audio. There we go. Now the audio is back. Okay, I just realized something. This game forced my game to crash. Just for it to tell me you returned to me, though you were gone mere moments. It literally crashed my game on purpose just to make a narrative point. What a fucking wait. Yeah, just show me that you can do whatever the fuck you want with my shit. Yeah, that's real nice. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Whoa.